One of the shitcoin narratives and Visa, legacy media narratives is that Bitcoin is too slow, and honestly, it's designed that way so it becomes more decentralized. The blocks are the size they are so that it's more people could run more nodes, and if more people run more nodes, it's more decentralized, unlike Ethereum that's so resource intensive. And because it's so resource intensive, the majority of nodes are actually run on servers, right? So the scaling solution on Bitcoin is the Lightning Network, right? And the Lightning Network, look at that, man, has a lot more transaction per second capability than this, second shitcoin, which is Solana, 65,000, which is completely centralized, right? They stopped the blockchain for like a couple days, right?
A few
times, right? And then Visa, and then PayPal.
They had to turn it off and restart it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. Just decentralized. Then Ethereum, right? So yeah, man, this really shows the power of the Lightning Network, and I'm pretty sure that Mao created these. This Blockstream, of course. So shout out to them. So yeah, it's an awesome visualization, because I think that if you talk about the numbers, it's one thing, but if you actually visualize it, it's another thing. And another interesting topic before I get you guys' thoughts, where the crypto hype is taking over. This is a really interesting data point. This is 2021 and then 2019. So the more colored orange is 2021, and the 2019 is the lightly colored orange. So in India, huge, right, jump. It went from around 7% to 18%. And that would make sense, because you kept hearing the flip-flopping from their government. Like, oh, it's illegal, it's legal. South Korea, also big jump. And this also makes sense because South Korea was one of the places that we reported one of the exchanges actually already banned self-custody. We did an episode of that in December, right? So it makes sense why their governments are kind of scrambling a little bit, and perhaps maybe that's a foreshadowing to what the U.S. government is going to do, or what they're already kind of doing. Brazil stayed the same, very interesting. Spain, jump as well. U.S., right, went from 7% to 13%, roughly 13. Mexico stayed the same. Germany jumped. Now, this is the most fascinating, Phil. So China, the country, they banned it. There's a 10-year ban if you get caught. I don't know how they're going to catch people, but there's a 10-year ban. The Chinese Supreme Court passed a 10-year ban if they catch you transacting in crypto, right? So, look, this is now. What is it going to be 5-6 years from now? In India, the highest number, it's almost 20% of the population. What are governments going to do? What are governments going to do? I don't know. I think this is a major problem that they thought was going to go away. And now what their usual tool of making things go away, which is arresting the people or regulating it to death, it isn't working because it's decentralized, right? So really interesting. And then you can combine that with, the Lightning Network TPS, transactions per second. Overall, extremely bullish. I know it's not the usual Glassnode hopium, but it's a different type of hopium. Phil?
Yeah, I think what's really interesting, and I put this out yesterday in a tweet, after hearing about some Tether development, being able to move on Lightning, not that I care about shitcoins, but my point is that it's hilarious that a second layer on Bitcoin, once again, makes a base layer of shitcoining obsolete.
Yep.
So it's just funny, right? Because we're not even doing this stuff on the base layer, and every single time there's a new technology on it, whether we like it or not, completely irrelevant. The point is that, oh, look, we're able to do it on Bitcoin, and we take away the rug pull aspect. So you can go and be a shitcoiner and, hold your fake stuff, but at least you're doing it in the safest place possible that has true decentralization and immutability. So I don't know, I think it's amusing.
Beautifully said. Anyways, earning ush. What do you think?
just call me Moses. But it's like the thing with all these shit coins is like, I think that any blockchain is unethical. Like, there's no ethical use case for a blockchain besides money. Any format is going to just lead to some dystopian overuse of power. Like, any overbalance of power.
Could you elaborate as why you think that? I think the same thing. I'm just curious.
I just think it comes down to, like, if any group of people have, any sort of party of justice that usurps any other group of people, that will always lead to abuse of power. Like, it's a flat out fact. It's like drop things and they go down. So I think that that's just why any form of blockchain that isn't used for money, Bitcoin, is just irrelevant, because it's always going to have some disbalance of power.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Whether it's the smart contract creators or, you know, all those other shitcoins that you talk about, Phil, where it's like they're voting. They're voting. There's like voting in there. There's democracy in it. So yeah, man, I completely agree. You know, I agree with you 100%. But hey, doesn't mean they're not going to try anyways, right?
Yeah, I think Klaus Schwab really likes Solana. He's a big fan.
Well, listen.
He also
go. I know what you're going to say, Phil. Say it.
Okay, well, I was going to say he also likes Ethereum, and he also likes this other weird random shitcoin out of nowhere called Cello. For some reason.
We're not even being funny. Like
like legitimately, he has an opinion on this shit,
dude.
Hold on. It's not necessarily just to be factually correct, right? He has never himself come out and say anything, but the World Economic Forum has endorsed those projects, and they are partners with the World Economic Forum.
The chair, one of the chairs of, it's so funny, the chairs, like it's a company. Can you imagine if Bitcoin had, no, it doesn't have that, but like one of the board,
has no chairs, bro.
Exactly, there's no chairs.
It's not a chair.
It's not a chair. It's a bench. It's a comfy bench. Anyways, on wheels. That looks like a chair. It's camouflage. Anyways, so Aya Miyaguchi, I'll pop you guys off the graphic, is she's on the chair of the Ethereum Foundation. There's 3 people. She's on the chair, and she's a member of the World Economic Forum, right? And it was actually Phil's investigative reporting that found that.
She's actually the head of their global blockchain alliance. So it's not just like some random person in the World Economic Forum, like, hey, you know, I'm just sorry.
The alliance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right? Like the chairperson of the blockchain, you know, alliance. It's so ridiculous. Anyways.
Do you think she's met with Klaus?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I think so.
Klaus Dovich are good friends.
Like she sat at a table, like, you know, Klaus goes like this. What do you think of my great reset, Aya?
So which one are you bullish on? Is it going to be the penetrated coin or the non-penetrated coin?
Oh man.
Yes.